Hello one and hello all, welcome to the AOR Pro Mazda Championship. This is race number 8 out of 11, 4 to go here at Phillip Island. There you can see on the standings, Phil Reed is out ahead of Michael Mittner, Martinson in 3rd, Rene Osterkamp 4th and Andy Cowie in 5th, but this is without drop weeks applied and we're heading to the crunch time here of this series. Now, last time out at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, I do believe, it was Rene Osterkamp picking up his first win of the season, the 5th different winner in 7 different races. And you have to say, form-wise, it's going to have to be Hydroforce Racing coming in with the boost that Time Cleared is back racing. Well, AOR Blue have the constructors at the moment from LM Rennsport, and there's nothing too much that anyone can do about it. AOR Red and LM Racing there in 5th. Really a 3 production manufacturers at the moment. This is your qualifying lap though. This is Jean-Francois Godin of Team Players who gets pole position today. Into turn number 1 he'll go flat out, drop only a few miles an hour just on turning, and into the very difficult 180 degree long left-hander of turn 2. Make sure you carry it close to the apex and then make sure you try and get a clean exit, as you see he does. No dust kicked up on the outside. Into turn 3, another flat out corner. This is one of the high-speed circuits around the world. Into turn 4 we cut a little bit more. It's a slow right-hander. Turn 5's next, the small kick right. Into turn 6, another 180 degree left-hander taken at around 75 to 80 miles an hour under the 4 and 20 bridge. Then turn number 8-7 on the circuit. It is flat out there. Turn 8, another flat out right. But now the left of turn number 9, small lift as you head through. You can't take this one flat, but it's up the hill and then big depression down the hill into turn 10. Braking very difficult into there. Small kick into turn number 11 and you're flat out from here to the finish. You got to be strong. You got to make sure you got high downforce setup. And Jean-Francois Godin, well, he managed to find qualifying out from underneath the nose of other drivers, and he is looking to be one of the favourites to win today. Brilliant lap from Jean-Francois Godin, a 1:25.606. So with Jean-Francois Godin's lap for Team Players sorted out, the grid is topsy-turvy. Nienhuis 2nd, Cowie 3rd, the 2 Hydroforce Racing cars 4th and 5th. Look at down at the bottom of the top 10 though. We've got Michael Mittner 8th, Phil Reed in 9th, Knut Martin 10th, they can see to cash down in 12th, Leicester surprisingly down in 18th. A lot of cars, a lot of drivers actually struggling with their qualifying, trying to find the right place to go, but we are ready almost. Waiting for Jean-Francois Godin to grid up. 36 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop is required. There you can see the drivers' grid positions on the left-hand side. Leanne Robinson low down in 15th, but the engines are revving. And we are underway here at Phillip Island for 36 laps of pure enjoyment. And already it looks like we've got problems for, I believe that is Evan Imre there, blinking away. It looks like might be a problem there. But a great start from Andy Cowie. He's leapfrogged Nienhuis. As we look at Curiosity, oh, getting very tight. And they're 3 wide into turn number 2. McLeod trying to make it down the inside. We've lost all footage of that. See what's happened there. We're looking now with Time McLeod, and they're still 3 wide. They're still fighting for it. McLeod's gone from the inside to the middle, and this is really close battling already into turn 4. Cowie gets the inside, but he can't get it sorted. It looks like McLeod has made the best start, but look at Phil Reed's getaway. He's up to 5th already. Wow, championship start. Nienhuis fighting back once again with Time McLeod. They're going to be side by side still. They've battled for most of this opening lap. Into the right they go. Can he get it sorted? Answer at the moment is still not decisive at the moment. Looks like, yes, Nienhuis is through, but now Phil Reed is all over the back of Andy Cowie. And the LM Rennsport car has to be super duper careful. Rene Osterkamp behind, Mittner behind that. Round the outside goes Phil Reed. He loves going around the outside, and he has the inside for the next corner, and he might just have it. But Andy Cowie's not going to give it up because he's going to go to the inside now. And now they are going to be 2 wide, and Osterkamp might want to make this one 3 wide here down the main straight. 1 lap gone. Cannot catch your breath. Wow. What an opening lap this is, and they are side by side. Into turn number 1 they will go, and Phil Reed, I think, has just managed to sort that out, running a higher top speed, or equal top speeds into turn number 2. Has he got the move sorted? Yes. Osterkamp will now need to find a way past Andy Cowie. Remember, there is a championship fight up for grabs. And whoa, Phil Reed running wide. Opportunity knocks. And through will go Andy Cowie. Through will go René Osterkamp. And now Michael Mittner might want a piece of the action. There you can see Phil Reed going uber defensive into the right of turn number 4. And wow. Well, he qualified 10th, saying that this car does not suit the likes of Phillip Island. He doesn't have a click with tracks which have his name in. That's what he said, under the 420 bridge for the second time. And well, he's done well to get 4 positions off of the start. It was 6 into the right hand. Whoa! Timer cleared there. Smoke off his car. We'll get a replay from Andy Cowie's perspective. Oh, he lost it into the big right-hander. Andy Cowie having to take evasive action. Can't get it sorted, trying to get it back on track. Whoa! Still can't sort it out. Bang! Into the barrier. And that is a shame for Andy Cowie there. He will drop a number of positions, but that has allowed Nienhuis and Godin to escape. And now Phil Reed, in all of the melee, all of the action, has put himself up to 3rd. And now this is the championship rivals here, all in one line astern right now. Osterkamp trying to go for the inside, doesn't quite work. So, Reed, Osterkamp and Mittner fighting here. This is the championship battle. Nienhuis, fastest lap that time by 1:25.8. Osterkamp ran wide there through turn number 2, and you can't afford to do that because Michael Mittner now will have the inside line. DH driver on DH driver. Hydroforce Racing versus LM Rennsport. Can René Osterkamp hold off his challenge? Answers to that, he has the inside, and well, it looks like he's got it. Whoa! There, bit of a twitch, and that could allow David Michaud into the action. What a horrible season he's had so far, looking to rectify that. And Ty McLean, of course, who made the incident earlier, will still be looking. They're still looking here. Is David Michaud. This is an incident on lap 1 between Carlos Fu and Lionel Alberto there on the outside. It looked like, oh, the door closed on Lionel Alberto there. Carlos Fu with no one but himself to blame. Didn't see it probably, and just do look here at the end of this, because Knut Martinsson is not out of the picture yet in terms of this. He might not have had any DNFs really, apart from the one. I don't think he's had any DNFs yet this season, so he's been the real consistency man, which sometimes does fault you in this series. Michael Mittner now has the second Hydroforce Racing car, touch right underneath, moves to the inside. Can he get it into turn number 1? Well, we're looking at Knut Martinsson right now. We'll see if anything happens. Answer to that one, no. Not quite yet. Nienhuis goes even faster, 25.837 this time round. He's trying to reel in Jean-Francois Godin's team player's car. And, well, who can blame him? Nienhuis, his first race back after Silverstone. He'll want to go and battle, but the Martinsson isn't fully out of the woods yet. He's got Chris Fowler to deal with behind him. And the LM Racing car can be a lot of trouble. Look at David Michaud up and around, and he's done very well to not hit anybody else in that drama. Wow, he falls to the back of the field right now, 19th at the moment. But what car control there from David Michaud. Reminds me of Sebastian Vettel in the season finale in 2012, managing to avoid almost all contact completely there. Great recovery as we look on board now with timer cleared into the big right at turn 10, the slowest part of the circuit, still behind Michael Mittner, trying to find a way through here on lap number 4 of 36 laps here around the circuit of Phillip Island. I don't think he'll be close enough, even with the slipstream. The problem with this track is that they will be side by side, and as I say that, René Osterkamp going side by side with Phil Reed up ahead. Well, they're going to be too wide into turn 1, it looks like. Here we go. So timer cleared, heading through turn number 1, and we see Osterkamp running wide. Big mistake from the German, and too wide didn't work. Nienhuis another fastest lap, but what a mistake from René Osterkamp, and he might just have gifted Phil Reed a bit of breathing room, what you can't afford around here. Osterkamp was fast, so was McLeod. Michael Mittner was the same pace. So, can the Hydroforce cars pull themselves back onto Phil Reed? That is the question here. Looking now back at Chris Fowler, we skip a little bit, and whoa, big one at the right hand, and tortoise fly of Johansson. The big ones happen here at Phillip Island, and 5 or 6 cars have found themselves in the barriers, and that is the last thing that anybody wanted. Johansson involved. Andy Brown involved. Looks like Plumley was involved, along with Chris Fowler. Big incident. Oh, what a shame. Well, Santalamacchia even. Lots of changes. Let's see this. Whoa, we can't get it too big from that incident. They're very lucky. He sped straight back across the track and then, oh, big hit. Santalamacchia up and over there with Andy Brown. Very big avoiding action there from the rest of the cars in the grid. That's a big incident. Oh my word. So lucky this is actual sim racing and not real life, because that would have been a heavy one. They were at one of the fastest places in the circuit. They were running at about 145 mile an hour through the left-hander, and that was a scary accident to watch. But look at Nienhuis now. He is closing the gap even more on Jean-Francois Godin. Godin yet to have a win in the AOR Pro Mazda Championship. Nienhuis, his second team of the season, has moved from Vortex Sim Racing, from being the prodigal son to Justin Brunner, to move to Carbon Racing, a team which is affiliated with the official series very, very strongly now. Nienhuis will be looking to pull the gap in more and more. He was the fastest man in practice, and who could have blamed him? Through the final corner he will go now of lap number 6 to start lap number 7. He's been putting in purple lap time after purple lap time. So let's just calm down a little bit. We've had all the fisticuffs and fighting start off already, and there you can see in the battle behind just how tight it is. But these guys are pulling away at the front, and they're pulling away convincingly, and that is the last thing that Phil Reed wants to do if he wants a race win. There you can see the gap. Wow. Massive gap. Nienhuis, fastest lap, 1:25.600. The hammer's down. He wants it. He really, really wants it. Compared to Jean-Francois Godin, who is just maintaining right now, and he's going to be sucked into a battle. And if these guys battle hard enough, then they are going to pull Phil Reed and René Osterkamp back in. And there you can see in the background, Osterkamp through and Phil Reed down into turn number 4. Great move there from the German. Did exactly what he needed to do. That's one of the main overtaking places as we look back to Nigel Spears, and he has in front of him a certain Christoph Leister, and there is David Michaud comfortably going through on the inside into turn number 6. There, no arguments about it there from Nigel Spears in his yellow livery car. Now the next chance for David Michaud to climb himself back up the order is 12th place of Christoph Leister, I do believe. The Leistermeister is a little bit further down than he would have liked, and well, remember, he's really quite high up in the championship, and any outside the top 10 finish will not be beneficial for Christoph Leister at the moment. Through the right-hander, then they go at the final corner. They will start their 8th lap right now, and it looks like Nigel Spears is falling off the back end. Beautiful battling though up ahead to AOR Redcast. Keep ourselves focused here on what is going on with this battle here, as Michaud now still trying to have a little look at Christoph Leister there, running nose to tail through turn number 1, the fastest corner on the circuit, into turn 2, big braking zone, and you've got to be really careful that you don't lose the back end through that sort of area. It is very easy to do. Well, everything has gone on as we look back up to the front. Gunnar Nienhuis in the 079 machine for Carbon Racing, looking at the team player's car, the 99 of Jean-Francois Godin, the French-Canadian. It is Canada versus the Netherlands right now in this battle for what could be the race win at the end of the day. Into turn 10, not close enough at the moment to make a move. Might have a run as we skip all the way to lap 14 here, and Osterkamp is still battling on the back here of Phil Reed right now, but Marston's found his way through on McLeod and Mittner, and both of them have dropped off. So Osterkamp's got to do it alone in an AOR blue sandwich right now. Has to fight, has to work to get onto Phil Reed right now. This is the battle which could decide a driver's championship. If any mistakes happen, well, it will cost Phil Reed. He's had one poor result. He can afford to have only one more poor result, and that is that, because we have 2 drop weeks in this series. Osterkamp, you have to say, has already used his drop weeks. He cannot afford to go off. Martinson has not used a drop week. He can afford to have 2 bad results so far in the remaining 4 races of the season. Remember, the 3 races after this, we head to Suzuka straight afterwards. Then we're going to Spa-Francorchamps, and the season finale will be at the esteemed boot of Watkins Glen. But right now, Osterkamp, the 29 machine, the Hydroforce racing car, trying to find a way through right now on a certain Mr. Phil Reed right now through the left-hander. We are on lap 15 of 36. You have to say the pit window could be anything from now up to lap 20, 25, 28 even. We don't quite know how everyone's decided to fill up, but you have to say this is one of the higher fuel consumption tracks, just because you are so often on that accelerator pedal. I think it's got one of the highest accelerator to brake ratios across any circuit that iRacing visits, and that's no exaggeration. This is a real high-speed track. We've got to be really careful here as we move to lap 16, and Martinson has dropped down the order. It seems he's made a mistake somewhere across the lap. He finds himself now behind Steve Kager as Menarden. Of course, Steve Kager had almost a beautiful showing at Bathurst before losing it with a few laps to go through the right-hander, and Martinson will need to make a run. He's got Michael Mittner ahead of him and Takash ahead of that, and well, there's a battle up ahead between Phil Reed and, of course, Rene Osterkamp. But side by side goes Knut Martinson. He wants a piece of the action on Steve Kager. Side by side into turn number 1. Flat out, turn 2, inside line for Steve Kager. Can he hold the inside line? Yes, he can at the moment. So, bold move from Knut Martinson. It did not pay off in the end, though. That is the problem with turn number 1. It's just so difficult because you just get to the rev limiter and you can't find any more speed, slipstream or not, and they can see Takash going through on timer. Cleared the Flying Scotsman there, making the move sorted, or has he? Just lose the cameras there. Martinson still trying to find a way to get past the certain man of Steve Kager right now, probably cheering on his compatriot. That's the man of Jean-Francois Godin out in front. Still no changes up in the battle, but they've stayed relatively the same. Timer cleared, Scott back through as we saw them flashing past through the big left-hander. Can Martinson have a little look here? No. But he has to be careful. He's got Neil Lukins behind him, the Bristolian, and Leanne Robinson, the 2 AOR Red guys, looking to prove a name for themselves, looking to try and get themselves in a position where they are almost as good as the AOR Blue boys themselves. Of course, Leanne Robinson did get that famous win at Silverstone, holding off Rene Osterkamp. Nienhuis, fastest lap again! 1:25.420. Wow! The lap time is tumbling, and there is nothing they can do. Nienhuis is on one, and they can't match that sort of pace. He was only doing 25.6s in qualifying, and wow, what a lap. And don't forget, Davin Michaud's trying to pull in this gap here to the 2 AOR Red cars. Martinson now in the championship fight has used Scott Wick, which is his disadvantage at the moment. We skip now to lap 18. Kager seems like he's lost the position now to Knut Martinson, and he might be under threat from the AOR Red boys. Through the right-hander he goes, and now the left pit stop window, you have to say, is firmly open right now. You got to think, when is the pit stops happening? And answer to that, we're going to look at Neil Lukins now coming in, and oh, it's a difficult pit entry, and he's got it all horribly wrong. He's on the grass and he's in the wall. We've lost the picture of him, but he's gone off. He's in the wall, and that's a mistake, a costly one, which can just put, it just takes something like that, lack of concentration into pit road, can cost you a race. Wow. Well, it's high speed all the way. You want to minimise any loss that you can possibly have. You just ran it a little bit wide. Let's see what happened there. Oh, got it horribly wrong and into that wall, and that looks conclusive. That is the end, but the battle at the front, who's going to blink first? One of these guys has to pit first. They might come in together, you know. It is Godin versus Nienhuis right now. Through the left-hander they go. On lap 19, about to start lap 20. Is anybody coming into pit road? Yes! Jean-Francois Godin blinks. Now, qualifying lap time gunner Nienhuis. You need it. You need to have the big lap in order to sort it out. Rene Osterkamp also in for Hydroforce Racing right now, and Phil Reed will also need to get the big lap. Here we go, we're going to see Osterkamp come in to pit road and stop in his box. Eyes on Martinson now, chasing down a certain driver of Michael Mittner. The Austrian needs to be caught. And, well, for the championship's sake, Martinsson has been consistent, but he hasn't had the big results. He's had a couple of podiums, but he is still yet to pick up his first win in this series. Same with Jean-Francois Godin, who had a horrible start to the season. Mittner has 3 to his name. McLeod doesn't have a win. Of course, last time out, it was a certain Mr. René Osterkamp picking his first ever win in this series. So, 5 different winners in 7. It could be 6 in 8, and it could be 6 different teams in 8. Well, it certainly could be 6 different teams in 8 with the way it is going to go, it seems. But Martinsson trying to flick it through the right hand and now flat out through turn 8, turn 9, the big left. It seems he is trying everything to close the gap. Can he sort out everything going on? Into turn 10 he'll go. There is Steve Kagerer behind. And who is coming into pit road this time by on the end of lap 20? Answer is, well, no one at the moment. But it will be interesting to see, because Nienhuis did come in this lap. So, eyes on the car. That is number 99. That is a certain Mr. Jean-Francois Godin. That is the battle for the lead, and Martinsson now trying to have a go at Mittner into turn 1. The door was left open, but he hasn't got close enough. And something to note on Martinsson, does he have the bite that it takes to make ruthless overtakes? Well, at the moment, it doesn't seem that he does. He's a little bit too fair. He's not pushing the other driver to really defend his car right now. That is the only thing you can say about Martinsson. That is a big mistake right now, and it looks from everything we're going to have a replay here with Jean-Francois Godin. There is Nienhuis coming out of pit lane, and this is going to be interesting here into turn 1. The overspeed is going to be on Godin's advantage, and there you can see door left open. Through goes Jean-Francois Godin, but it is not conclusive looking at Martinsson now as we look at this battle here on lap 21. Nienhuis is still on the back of a certain Jean-Francois Godin. These guys are the net leaders right now, and they are fighting hand over fist to try and get this win. Godin has stayed ahead for the majority of this race. We haven't seen a move from Gunnar Nienhuis right now. What a battle this is turning out to be. We saw this at Road Atlanta Season 1, Spa-Francorchamps Season 1. Rico Alatalo holding on till the final corners to try and make his overtake, and then made it stick for Nuclear Racing. Right now we're going to look at Martinsson. Into pit road he comes, and he's gone wide. He's done the same as Neil Lucas. Can he hold it again? No! We're going to skip over to lap 22. Big mistake from certain Mr. Knut Martinsson, and that will be the end of that. What a shame for him. He's going to use his first drop week of the series, and well, he only had himself to blame. We said the pit lane was difficult. We said it on a number of occasions, and Martinsson has fallen foul to it as well. And I am getting word that Christoph Leister is getting a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But this is the battle ensuing here on lap number 25. Christian Takash is trying to get onto the back of McLeod and Mittner right now. And McLeod trying to defend strong into turn number 4. He's got nothing to fight for but this. Osterkamp and Reed are ahead, and they are gone away right now. Takash has done well to get into this position. Leon Robinson's also on the back. So this is not definitive, and points could be hemorrhaged here for Michael Mittner in this situation. It's very easy to get sucked into these battles with cars that might not necessarily be quicker than you, but these guys are all of about a similar pace, and they will all be fighting to try and sort everything out. Still looking on board with Christian Takash. Through the left-hander they go of turn number 11 to get the run, to go through the final corner to start the next lap. And well, it seems that nothing's really going on here, but Mittner might have a look at a run. They can see in the background just how far away Osterkamp and Reed are. This is the battle we're looking at. McLeod now having to go defensive, is he? No, he's left the door open. Into turn number 1 they come along, and McLeod's going to run it wide. Do the same as Osterkamp. He's going to go rallycross. And we cut away. Has he held it? Well, we assume he has. Richard Grimley now we look at. The number 7, 8, 9 machine in 12th. a beautiful BP livery there behind Nigel Spears right now. Has Lionel Alberto there for company also. They're in that Team R car, if I'm correct. There you can see Christoph Leister will be looking to sight his way through the field. As we look at what happened with Phil Reed, answer is into turn number 2. Oh! Gets it wide! And he's been cracked! Osterkamp's cracked him. It's taken him 2/3 of the race. And that is the psychological advantage now. And you have to say, in the races to come, will Phil Reed be under any more pressure in this situation after dropping the place like that? Wow, what drama we are facing here with just 11 laps to go in this race. Oh my goodness me, the landscape has changed once again. Still looking though at Richard Grimley's 789 machine though, and through turn 2 he will come along. And well, he's chasing down Nigel Spears, and he might have the run here into turn number 4. One of the best overtaking spaces apart from turn 1 and 2. Of course, there's not really too many places you can make a move there. Grimley's gone defensive into the right-hander, and he'll be looking to try and make it sorted into the left. Will he? No, Grimley has not got the best run in the world, so Nigel Spears trying to pull away once again. So just a confirmation of the many retirements we've had. We've lost the likes of Andy Cowie, we've lost the likes of Satalamakia, Fowler, Brown, Frederick Johansson, who qualified well. Evan Imre off the start after a disconnection issue. Well, we lost a number of cars. Carlos Fu, another name that went out at the end of lap 1. It's just been that sort of race where everyone is starting to lose it. Just 14 cars now circulating the track at the moment. Even the likes of Jonathan Kuriakosi, the only Indian driver in the league's gone. So, all eyes on this battle then for 11th position on the road. Leicester will be looking to close in the gap there behind, but this is where everything starts to just calm down a little bit. 10 laps to go, and as I say that, oh, Liam Robinson's found a way past Christian Takash, and well, Ty McLeod will look to try and get onto the back, but he won't. Now Michael Mittner becomes the next target for Leon Robinson to scythe his way through the field. He didn't qualify well. He was down in the lower half of the top 20, and he's done so well to fight up for 6th. This could be a drive of the day contender here for Leon Robinson. He needs to work on it though. The gap between Osterkamp and Reed has opened up to about 2.8 seconds, and from Reed to Mittner is 2.8 seconds as well. So this is the fight we're looking at, the battle for 5th place. And someone called Michael Mittner can't be involved in this, can't afford to lose the position. To the inside goes Leon Robinson into turn number 1 here at the start of lap 28. Through the right-hander he goes, and he makes it look very comfortable. Can Michael Mittner have a go into turn number 2? He has a little look, but he is not close enough and brakes earlier. And well, Leon Robinson made that one look very comfortable into turn number 1. Wow, what a move there. What a decision from Leon Robinson. Next car on track, well, it's the AOR Blue man of the moment, Phil Reed, the championship leader. And that will be a target that Leon Robinson wants to close down so very desperately. But Michael Mittner in the situation cannot afford to be hemorrhaging points at such the rate he is. If he loses more points than Phil Reed, Reed might move 1 race win clear. 33 points is the maximum points you can score on any race in this series, and he cannot afford to fall out of that operating window with so few races to go. Well, in fact, you can't afford to ever fall out of that operating window, or the championship will be over. So Michael Mittner's 87 LM Rennsport machine will be looking to try and close back down on a certain Leon Robinson in the AOR Red machine, the 69 car. This is the battle we're looking for, to sort out the minor points. Well, not too minor, but sort out some important points that need to be addressed. Has a little look, doesn't have enough top speed there to get it sorted. Might have a look into 2. He has an opportunity, goes to the inside, and well, no, can't get it sorted there. And there you can see McLeod kicking up a puff of dust as he heads through. Can Mittner do anything about it at the moment? Well, no, not quite yet. Might have an opportunity into turn number 4, just 8 laps to go at the moment. In through the right hand of turn number 4. Well, not quite yet, as we cut once again back to Richard Grimley, and Christoph Leister looks a little bit closer than he was once again. Through the right of turn number 1 they go. Grimley is looking to chase down Nigel Spears, and he's just not been close enough yet. But we've been looking lap after lap at this battle, seeing if he can get the move sorted there in that beautiful BP livery. There, chasing down the yellow car of Nigel Spears, and he might have a very good run into turn number 4 this time. By goes defensive, does Nigel Spears. Opportunity here for Richard Grimley 789. Hasn't had the best of times being here in this league, but he's looking to get it back. Oh, big twitch from Nigel Spears there, but he holds the car very nicely, and don't count out Lionel Alberto and Christoph Leister in the situation. This is the battle for the lower half of the top 10, the final places, the final points that need to be decided. Through the right, left-hander even, of turn number 9, flat out, fully on the gas, almost. Having a little look again into turn number 10, and a big off there for Nigel Spears, and he's thrown away. The psychology, we've talked about this many a time. We talked about it with Phil Reed when he dropped it to Osterkamp. Nigel Spears' psychology there. Richard Grimley just hounded him into a mistake. Is that what Michael Mittner's trying to do with a certain Mr. Lee N. Robinson on lap number 30 at 36, 7 laps left? Michael Mittner will be looking to try and make a move here, but he's got to be careful of the Norwegian behind him, Christian Takash. The Red Devolution driver will be looking for any sort of opportunity to find a way through. Right about now, into the left-hander at turn number 9, the big left, where we saw McLeod lose it on lap 2. The big one happened with Chris Fowler and Johansson on lap number 6, if I am correct. I cannot remember for the life of me, but leaders already crossed with 6 laps to go, and well, Gedin Nienhuis will be the battle on everybody's lips right now. So, can Michael Mittner pull in Leanne Robinson down this front straight? At the moment, I don't think he can. McLeod's not closing in. Looks like Phil Reed, they might just be starting to pull in a little bit, and that's not what Phil Reed will be wanting. Of course, we saw it at the Nürburgring. Phil Reed is prone to making mistakes when he is out on his own, and there have been so many what-have-beens for Phil Reed this season. Of course, the disconnect at Silverstone, of course, losing out on the final lap at the Nürburgring, losing out on the final lap at Bathurst. Well, he's lost out on a podium here at Phillip Island. Hopefully it's only cost him 1 place and not a lot more. Michael Mittner is trying everything, but look at the gap at the front though. That has gone out to about 20 seconds right now. It is a massive gap that Gedin and Nienhuis have pulled, but this is the battle we're focusing on at the moment. 5 laps to go as the leaders have just crossed the line. So, Mittner is still looking to try and find a way through, but he's just not quite close enough. It seems the setup is perfect on that AOR Red machine. Despite what happened in qualifying, despite having to drive the car pretty safe, Mittner trying everything he can, the Austrian, to put himself in a position to have a go, to put himself back into 5th, to get himself some well-deserved points, and to try and minimise the effect of Phil Reed finishing ahead of him. That is everything that needs to be done right about now as we look down at the scoring, and Nienhuis has gone and taken the lead. They can see them going past as they headed through turn number 4. That's just changed the complex. Nienhuis, first move he's managed to get sorted. So, everything changing at the front. 5 laps to go. 32, 53, 54, 55, 56. We move to lap 35. 2 laps left. Well, 3 for these guys. Still looking at Christian Takash, trying to get himself onto the back of a certain Michael Mittner. This is going to be a showdown if Nienhuis has not pulled away at the moment. So, can something happen which changes the landscape, which puts everything back into perspective, and the race could be well and truly sorted? All eyes then on the battle at the front, but we are good. Well, here we are. This is the battle at the front. They've just come through turn number 2. And it looks like Jean-Francois Gedin could have an opportunity here on Gunnar Nienhuis. Through 3 they've come. Turn 4, going defensive. Into 4 they go. And it doesn't look like everything's sorted at the moment for Jean-Francois Godin. He might have a little look. Weaving one side, then the other, trying to find a way through. Oh, Gunnar Nienhuis can't do it at the moment. He's got one more opportunity, and then this might be a chance thrown away. He does not want to be the bridesmaid yet again. This has been his greatest chance. Through 8 he goes. Now turn number 9. Can he get it going? We're on board with Jean-Francois Godin right now through turn number 9. Turn 10, the big depression. He could have a lunge. No, he doesn't have a lunge. And oh my word! Nienhuis trying to block him off, trying to sort it out, but I think he's going to backfire because he's got a great run here. Has Jean-Francois Godin, final corner, can he pull it alongside for the final time? He's going to move to the outside. It's going to be Nienhuis. It's going to be Jean-Francois Godin. Who's it going to be? I can't call it. I can't call it across the line. I can't see either car. We're going to have to see it from another perspective. Answer. It is. It's Jean-Francois Godin who takes it by less than a quarter of a tenth of a second. Bridesmaid becomes the bride. 6 winners in 8, 6 different teams in 8. René Oosterkamp finds himself in 3rd position. What a race from him. And news on the final lap that Phil Reed actually dropped the car again and lost out positions to Robinson, Mittner and Takash. Here's your results. Godin wins it from Nienhuis. Oosterkamp, Liam Robinson 4th, Mittner 5th, Takash 6th. Reed, there you can see, spears it into the wall. You can see how upset he is there with 7th. Looking down the bottom end of the top 10 there, Christoph Leister in 11th. And the last of the finishers was Nigel Spears. DNF to Martinson, Luke Int, Christopher Haller will be ruining himself. Andy Cowie will be ruining himself. Big disappointment for Evan Imre. And well, what an exciting race once again. It's come to the wire. But we have a 6th different winner in 8 here. And that puts the championship back in on a knife edge. Everything's there. Let's look at the replay here from this side-by-side perspective. There you can see the gap. Oh, it's half a car length at best for Jean-Francois Godin. Timed the run brilliantly, but that was Nienhuis's to lose, and he lost it. Reed will retain the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Mittner 2nd, René Oosterkamp moves to 3rd, Martinson 4th, but Jean-Francois Godin now moves to 5th in the Drivers' Championship after a very well-deserved maiden win here at Phillip Island. If you look now at the championship for the constructors, it looks like Team Players moves up ahead of LM Racing and AOR Red. Hydroforce Racing now in 3rd still, but it's AOR Blue who still dominate despite a poor performance today. Well, that's your lot. Next race, Suzuka Japan. I've been Jake Sperry, and we will see you next time.